Right, so let's have a look at how I would do it. I'll firstly go into edit mode. I'm going to full screen. I'm going to go into edge mode. I'm going to select this edge loop here to go all the way around the back. And this one as well, making sure I'm getting it exactly in the middle of these collection of loops. Then we'll come down to this one, we'll do the same. And this one as well. Now I'm going to select the middle one because I want to separate this piece, this large piece in the middle. I'll do the same for the back as well. Right click and I'll say mark seam. Come out of full screen mode. I'll select everything and I'll press U and then unwrap. This is going to unwrap it all for us. But the problem is these edge parts here, so this one, let's just turn on seam. So it only selects to the boundary of the current seam. So I'm going to select that one, and this one. So basically I want to just rotate these ones so that they go, so that the grain follows the length of the piece of wood. So I'm going to select this one, this one, this one, and this one. And I'm going to change the pivot point to individual origins so I can rotate them all individually. I'm going to do R90. I just want to make sure that they're all inside of the grid, of this UV grid. So I'll deselect these two. So I press B, middle mouse wheel button press down, deselect those, and I can move these. And I'll just turn off overlays. I'll just check I like the result. If I don't like the result, I can just move these around until I get a result that I like. For example, if I don't like this, wavy part of the texture, I can just move these around until I get something I prefer. It doesn't matter if they overlap. We're not going to be painting on this or anything. If you were going to be painting on it, then you would have to make sure you've got no overlapping UVs. Otherwise, when you paint one section, you'd be painting on whatever else was also in that UV space, which you probably wouldn't want. But we'll come to that later in the tutorial. Right, so I'm happy with that. And if you managed to do it, congratulations. And let's move on now to seeing how we can automatically UV in a different way if we've got a really complex object that we don't want to unwrap. And to best demonstrate the usefulness of this, we'll create a more abstract model using the sculpt mode. Okay, so let's save the file you've got so far. And we'll start a new file, so save this one. And if you want to save it if you want to keep different versions of it, you can choose Save As, and you've got a little plus icon here, which will add one onto the end. So if you click on that, you can add you can keep your different versions, just in case you decide you want to go back and change something afterwards. For me though, I'm just going to do Control S to save it. And then I'm going to do Control N to open a new one, and I'll choose General.